Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. On this Saturday workout, I did some snatches, some clean and push press, and some back squats. It all was pretty productive. I spent more time than usual with the bar just to get warmed up from the previous day. I was sore. Nothing really particularly hurt, just tired and a little bit sore. Well, I wasn't really too tired, just sore. But wanted to do a lot of reps with the snatches, not really high rep sets, but just a lot of singles, really focusing on just catching everything in the correct position. So a lot of my thoughts were in a technical nature, not really trying to overdo it, I suppose. Trying not to get up to super heavy weights, but just trying to be precise in my movements. So my first focus with snatches, and that always looks really, it's really fun to throw the bar onto those pads because I normally obviously can't throw the bar straight down because I don't want to just break the floor for no reason. But my first focus with snatches, something I had been noticing was happening as I was jumping back. And so I wanted to first try to keep my heels or my feet flat. And so the cue I was using was just heels and just trying to keep my heels connected as I extended. And then as I was doing more, realized I wasn't really fully extending, which is something that kind of makes sense with the weights that are light. If you fully extend it, then you're going to be throwing the weights up way too high, throwing it through the ceiling if it's really light. But as it gets heavier, it's important to get that full extension and that timing of the extension with the timing of what your feet are doing, so you're not jumping back. And that's something I was noticing as it got heavier on the previous days, that I was jumping back a little bit further and further, like even here. So I was just trying to make adjustments as I was going to try to get that energy to go straight up instead of back. And it's not so much that it's bad that you jump back. If you jump back a little bit, it's better than jumping forward in the snatch and in the clean. But for me, ideally, your feet wouldn't really move anywhere because you're exerting that energy straight up. And because I jump back, it could create issues with the center of balance from which you're catching it. So something just to work on. Ideally, your feet aren't, they go straight up and straight down or out to the side a little bit. But if they do go back a little bit, it's not too big of a deal. So it's just something to think about because it usually means you're not doing something in the previous part of the lift correctly. But did doubles, I think, up to this 60 kilograms or 61 kilograms since it's pounds at the house. And then I did singles after that. And they're all feeling pretty good. The heels was definitely something I was noticing that I was going early on that extension. And then my legs, I wasn't fully extending. And as I got heavier, I think it was around 90 when I started to think about this as well. But it was also to keep my back tight. Because I deadlift so much, my back is so strong, I don't really think about the tightness in my back. And it's not so much that like in this part of the lift right here, like I'm thinking at that first portion, like I got to get my back tight to pull 155 pounds. Like it's not a heavy weight for my back. But when I get to that hip right there, I think what is happening too is that I'm losing tension in my upper back, so it's creating more of a crash in the bottom of the lift. And when I was trying to really focus on as I pull under to kind of maintain the tension in my back, not so much in my arms, or at least that's not what I'm actively thinking. It's more in that like mid upper back area, kind of the same part that you tighten kind of like between the scaps when you are doing deadlifts, and kind of realizing that I probably am getting loose in that part of the lift, and then it creates looseness in the bottom, or that kind of like wobbliness sometimes at the bottom. So as you see, as I'm working through these things, there's some inconsistent reps and not pretty reps, but as I keep repeating them, things get better. That one was kind of weird. I almost overextended there. And I think this one went pretty well. Let's see if my memory serves me correct. Yeah, that one was pretty good. My knees get progressively more red during this training because I put some icy hot, like generic icy hot stuff on my legs. So it's not any sort of condition that I have, or it's not the bar like rubbing against my legs. It's just my skin's really sensitive to anything. So I just had some of the icy hot. So I guess that burning sensation resulted in my knees looking like they're sunburnt or something. But that was the last one I did with 140 or 110 or so, 242 snatch. I definitely pressed out with the left arm. It's hard to see on the video, but I definitely felt it. It was just heavy on that day, which makes sense because I lifted real heavy the previous day and had done a bunch of reps previously to that. I only did these 2 sets in the Pyro Clean push press. Here, kind of I guess considered it an AMRAP. I did 5 reps. Potentially could have done a little bit more, but it was just getting difficult, and There's no reason to, go to absolute failure if you don't need to. But I was happy with this set of 5 push presses. I think I mentioned in the previous commentary, seemingly have had a good carryover to the clean and jerk, so it's something I wanted to include a lot. And it's an easier movement than doing clean and jerks from a recovery standpoint, so you can do it more frequently and you get the benefit from the jerk dip, the shoulders. Just a really good movement, one I should just be doing a lot, so hopefully I stick with it. After doing that push press set, then worked up on some back squats, did a set of 5 here, did a set of 5 with 225, a single lat 315 because I was hoping to do, I call it an AMRAP, but it was like I want to do more than 1 rep, and so that was like the as many reps as possible is just more than 1 rep with I guess it was 185 kilos or just 408 pounds, because I have those little change plates. You can kind of see them in the bottom right on the far side, that red and yellow plate. I always have those sitting around, so I always like to throw those on, especially because it will make some of the weights more aesthetically pleasing. To put 185 kilos on instead of like 183 or 184, whatever that is, 405, I think 184. I was pretty happy with how this looked. It definitely felt harder than it looked, but to do it without my nicer knee sleeves or a belt, definitely happy about, and the fact that I was able to maintain my positions quite well. Looking at this, I was like, I probably could have done another one, but during the lift, I definitely felt it became more difficult to hold my position. So overall, a really productive workout. I was really happy how everything went. I'm not sure what I'll do today. I'm currently watching the Browns hopefully win. I haven't watched them in about 10 minutes after halftime, so I don't know if they've blown their lead as per usual with Cleveland sports or if they've maintained it. But I'm going to finish watching the game and go outside and train and hopefully have a productive session again today. But that's it for now. I'll talk to you all in the next one and hope you all have a good day. Peace.